All right, everyone, welcome back to day 2 of Rocking Your Health, your New Year Health Goals. Day 3 of Rocking Your New Year Health Goals. It is Brianna here, holistic health coach, really on a mission to help women find peace with food, feel comfort in their body, confidence in their body, and develop a healthy lifestyle and habits that's more than just about the number on the scale, but really connects to their priorities, their values, and their overall health goals. And I've been going through this health goal series, just focusing on one main area or habit each day to really help you no matter what your goal is. I promise you, if you set some intentions and set some simple habits in these areas, you're gonna just be catalyzed towards your goal. Day 1, we talked about graceful planning. Day 2, we talked about diet-free eating. And today we're talking about joyful movement. Tomorrow we'll talk about deep breaths and stress, kind of getting at the stress management and sleep. And then day 5, we'll talk about mindset and thinking positively. All right, this topic today though is really, really fun. And so I'm really excited to jump into this because I think this can be a game changer for a lot of women when it comes to exercise, fitness, and movement. But before I get started, I just want share a couple reminders with you. One, I am hosting an amazing 30-day group program that's starting on January 24th, and it is my Healthy Habits Jumpstart program. It's a program I ran really early at the beginning of my business, and just a lot of clients had amazing transformation from just 30 days. Since then, I've used it with work with my one-on-one clients, but haven't run it just as a group program since. So really excited to bring it back. Some women are already in, and actually a lot of women have already applied for the scholarship. So I just was reaching out to a lot of women who, even with the early bird option, just could not necessarily financially swing at least the whole thing. So I just said, okay, well, I'm going to give a full scholarship to one woman. And so I really want you to, if you think that getting support over 30 days in your healthy habits towards whatever health goal you have for this new year is going to catalyze you forward, apply for the scholarship. Scholarship deadline is this Friday night, 11:59 p.m. Eastern. And all the applications that are in, then you'll be considered, right? And it's really going to be a powerful program, again, to really start to transform your habits, your mindset, your everyday life routines towards more consistent, healthy things that really support you in whatever goals you have. So you can check out the details of the program below if you're like, I just want to know what is exactly everything that's being covered, as well as apply for the scholarship. And I will say this, I have been saying this throughout the whole week. If you can make money in your budget, I think you should, and actually pay for the program and get the early bird price before it ends this Friday. And the reason why I say that is because I think it says a lot to you and yourself when you can actually invest money towards your health and towards yourself. I think we're investing money in a lot of different places that are great, but I think what we're coming to see is that if we aren't healthy, if we aren't well, all those other things that we're investing money in, like, what does it really matter? Or we can't show up and be our best self. All right. So I really encourage you to, if you feel like it would really be powerful for you to invest, to really grab the early bird option before it ends this Friday as well. But also there is a scholarship option. Okay. So those are the links they're all links below, but I just wanted to mention that before I got started. I'm here handing my daughter some Cheerios to keep her occupied. All right, but I'm going to get into the notes and the main bulk of what we're talking about today. Again, today we're talking about joyful movement or exercise. And we all know that exercise and movement is foundational to our health and well-being, and that there are tons of benefits emotionally, physically, and mentally. Our bodies are meant to be in motion and not to stand still. We're meant to be in motion. Back in our parents' day or our parents' generation, movement wasn't something we had to intentionally do. It's just something we did. Transportation was different. A lot more tasks were more labor intensive. And we played outside a lot more than we do now because of all the technology. And things have changed. Things are more efficient. We have a lot more access to things. But if we're not careful, we're going to be more sedentary than we should be. And so I think the first step actually towards joyful movement is just to simply move more in our everyday lives. And there are tons of things like watches now or apps or pedometers to really track our steps. That's like one of the most basic ways, right? Is to just try to move more. And we'll actually talk about in the Healthy Habits Jumpstart 5 steps or different ways to move more in your everyday life. And maybe that is where you start for 30 days and then you work on to an intentional exercise routine. All right, but I just wanted to give you kind of, I think it's 4 other tips to improve your exercise and movement patterns in the new year and to do it with joy. The first thing is to choose something you enjoy. We have wasted so much time. I knew that was going to happen. I knew that was going to happen. I just gave my daughter the Cheerios and I was like, oh, and she just poured them all out. Yep, that just happened. I'll clean that up later. Is to choose something you enjoy. Stop doing exercises or movements that you hate. Although some of them are really great for you and you have to do them, I think the place to start is to start with what we enjoy and to consistently do that. So if it's walking or dancing or weightlifting or cleaning, because cleaning is an exercise, swimming or Pilates or bear or any of these things, just start doing that. Just pick a movement and try to do it as often as you can. Again, because if you enjoy it, you're more likely to do it. When I first started exercising kind of consistently, I did walking. It was after the end of a work day. We lived literally right next to a track, community track, and me and my husband would just walk and actually catch up on the day, but also move. And then eventually I started using that space to jog and then to run. And then eventually I started doing CrossFit and all these other things and went from there. So choose something you enjoy. The next thing is when you start to choose something you enjoy, you're going to start doing it more consistently. And consistency is what's really important when it comes to movement or fitness routine. Exercising and moving consistently what gets you to the result and to the goal that you want. This can be as easy as choosing to walk 3 times a week or getting up every hour to stretch or walking the stairs. Whatever your overall goal is in regards to fitness, by doing it consistently, you're making a habit out of it and you're able to do it more often. So I would really suggest try scheduling some time at the beginning of the week, plan, like we talked about in day 1, to really map out in your schedule when you're going to exercise each day, because things change. Like you might have a meeting at the time you normally exercise, so just switch it up. Or maybe you take that day off and do it another day. So what can help you stay consistent? The next is variety. I think you got to first choose something you enjoy, be consistent, but then start to add variety. Your body is smart and will start to adapt to the stimulus you put on it. So if you've been walking 1 mile every day for a while, you might want to increase your mileage. You might want to increase intensity. You might want to increase or change the type of exercise you do. Because again, your body will adapt. And so when it is challenged in a new way, it increases your results. So I remember when I first started cross training, and I was sore, obviously. My body was working muscles I didn't know it had. But as I continued to do that, I continued to add in more weight or continue to do things faster. And I was still sore and still, and that's because my body was being challenged and stretched and my muscles were getting stronger and adapting to that new level of intensity and weight load. So if anyone tells you that like you should stop being sore, maybe there are things to help you with soreness, but what I'm trying to say is that like I was constantly challenging my body. So I was constantly getting fitter and my body had to adapt. All right. So adding that variety is important. And also number 4, intensity. Intensity is also extremely important. So intensity is something you want to include in each workout. And there are different levels. There might be a consistent low intensity if you're doing like kind of like a longer duration, a longer walk, a longer run. You want kind of lower or longer workout, lower intensity. But maybe you want to do a shorter workout at a higher intensity. And trust me, a higher intensity is actually what's going to get you results as well. Now, I'm not trying to say go crazy and you like hurt yourself and like you can't complete it, right? I am trying to say try to challenge yourself and increase the intensity because it's going to support, it's going to increase your muscle strength. It's going to increase a lot of different elements of fitness that I could talk to you about. It's going to increase your metabolism, right? So varying the level of intensity is one way to help you with more movement. And you can do that through intervals. So if you're walking, maybe you walk a little bit slower and then for a minute you walk faster, or then you jog and you run. That up and down there, that levels of intensity is going to challenge your heart rate and it's going to actually help you become more fit. All right, so my 4 tips for you today is to one, first start choosing something you enjoy, start there. Because when you do that, you can be more consistent. You can add, then you start to add more variety to your workout, and then you can start to add intensity. All right, so I would love to hear from you of these 4 things. Where are you at? Which one do you need to start implementing this month, this year, to really kind of move towards a consistent movement and exercise routine, but a more joyful one as well? For me, consistency is where it's at. I really do enjoy walking and kind of like the street parking CrossFit workouts that I do. And being pregnant and having a young one and running businesses and doing all this kind of stuff, it can just be easy not to fit in like those workouts and those intentional walks. I'm moving all the time. And so just trying to incorporate at least a few of those into each week is where I'm at. All right. So even me, I'm not above all this stuff. And so let me know which one of those you're going to apply. And again, this is something we will cover and really help you create a plan around in my Healthy Habits Jumpstart program. We're going to talk about, particularly on this theme or module, joyful movement in our common roadblocks in this theme around movement to exercise and some solutions. What are the common things that keep us from exercising consistently and joyfully? Time, childcare, knowledge, motivation. We'll talk all about that. Then we're going to talk about some key elements to include. So we'll go a little bit more in depth into the consistency, variety, and intensity that I talked about here, but also key types of exercises, the variety part, right? So cardio, strength, flexibility, all of that, and how that's really important to your overall well-being and movement and fitness routine. There will be some resources. I have some cardio and body strength fitness plans with videos that you'll get in the Jumpstart program, an exercise planning worksheet, a guide on how to move more, and of course, all of the coaching that you'll get around that in the Facebook group and the coaching calls. All right, this is something I'm very passionate about, so passionate about, in fact, that I actually, nearly 4 years ago now, took my CrossFit Level 1 training test and really just became a trainer to help women just incorporate more safe, effective, fun exercises into their life and routine. So I'm really bringing all of my experience with exercise over the last decade or more, actually longer than that, 2 decades, but also my knowledge and my wisdom. And so again, if you want to just move from just tips or like doing this on your own and get support in it, get support from a community of women and a coach, apply for the scholarship or sign up for the early bird. Both links are below. And don't let this moment pass you by, because this is the perfect program to lay a foundation of success for your health goals. So you're looking back on 12/31/2022 and saying, my goodness, look what I did. I'm going to celebrate myself. All right. All right. So the links to all of that is in there, the details for the program, the chance to grab the early bird option. If you're like paying for it, will help me be more invested, and then the chance to apply for the scholarship. All right, that's it from me. Thanks so much for joining me for day 3, all about joyful movement in our fitness and our exercise routine. I'll be back tomorrow, hopefully around 1 again, to share about stress management and sleep, 2 of the big ones that we all know we need to work on, but do not really realize the impact that it actually has on our health when we're not working on them. All right, so I'll talk to you all later and have a beautiful rest of your day.